Why are people being so disingenuous about this game, saying things like this has less content than No Man's Sky, this game sleeps better than No Man's Sky in every way, bar the fact you can seamlessly transition between planet and space. Every single thing you can do in No Man's Sky, you can do in this game, plus more, and then some. But people are trying to lie, shit on Starfield because it's a popular thing to do right now. Everyone wants to just hate on Bethesda due to the success of Skyrim or it being bought out by Xbox. So you have on one side PlayStation fanboys hating on the game. On the other side you have people who just don't like big companies who are successful hating on the game because they have a weird ambiguous hate for Bethesda, which is kind of sad. On the other side, you have people who actually play the game and see places like this in the game called Arceus, where it's a crazy handcrafted dungeon, which is being made with a lot of love. Literally, you can tell like this place was abandoned as you were going through it, due to the fact that no one likes House Maroon anymore due to what they've done. This is one of the only areas in this whole entire game like this, because again, this game has handcrafted content like unlike No Man's Sky, which people for some reason try to say has better content than this game. I don't see how. Tell me, where are the handcrafted dungeons and storytelling of different stuff in No Man's Sky? No, don't get me wrong, No Man's Sky has a story, but the story in No Man's Sky, there's nothing to it. You go to random locations on planets and speak to someone, and they tell you something, and then you go to that other random location. Maybe at one time they would build one specific backdrop thing to be a part of it, and then that thing would never be there again. It doesn't really mean for anything. It's just some weird structure, like the Atlas stations, which will get repeated over and over again. But for some reason, No Man's Sky, which repeats itself a lot more than Starfield, these people who hate on Starfield would literally be like, what the fuck is this, if they saw the amount of repetition going on in No Man's Sky. Because they have not added anything to the planets in No Man's Sky of value. The only thing you can do on No Man's Sky and the planets is radiant missions, where you have to select them from the stations in the space, and then something might happen on the planet when you go down there because you select them. And if you don't select an actual mission, it's just scenery. It's scenery and exploring and seeing trees and sometimes animal coming up here and there. There's literally no handcrafted dungeons like this, where I went through an actual location and explored something. While I was going through this location, there was robots which came at me and shot me up and tried shooting me with these weird ass hallucinating trees spitting out blue gas. It's not anymore because I cleared the dungeon, but these are the trees which would have been doing that, and this is the robots which were attacking me. Like, this is handcrafted content. Nothing else is like this in the game. So when people say the game is with the same constantly, like, what are you on about? I had to go here to rescue the embassy staff of House Maroon as well, but apparently everything is the same, and No Man's Sky has better content. No Man's Sky has actual cities, towns apparently in the world. I thought like you were taking the piss when you told me that, because I played No Man's Sky for 300 hours. And this is why I'm making this video. So many people are being disingenuous about this game, and literally you can look at these things and like this snake head, all these things have literal lore behind them in the game, and there's nothing of that in No Man's Sky. It's just procedural generation constantly. Like, there's no areas similar to this, similar to the Tau colonist facility, similar to the deep space mines on Mars. You got no content like that. So it's literally similar visual-wise, and whenever you talk to a person, you may or may not even understand what best quest that person in No Man's Sky wants to give you, because you have to collect a bunch of symbols first on the planets by jumping around and pressing A with these blocks to learn a word out of millions of different words you could learn. So there's even a fetch quest in No Man's Sky to be able to learn what the fetch quests say and do. You can't just do the fetch quest. Which is why I'm actually annoyed at the people being disingenuous about this game. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, if you don't like the game, just stop talking about it, stop playing it. If you're not gonna play the game properly, if you're not gonna do the quests, if you're not gonna see the story and you're just gonna run out onto the map looking for the exit map order, what are you doing? Why did you spend money on this game? It's like me going in World of Warcraft and not doing quests on World of Warcraft and just literally walking towards the water and swimming out into the edge of the water until I die. Like, you're not gonna find anything. You're gonna be bored because you're not doing the stories or the stuff inside the game which is given to you. And that's my point. These people saying the game has no content are not doing the content. I don't know what's wrong with them. No other game people would be allowed to actually do stuff like this and say stuff like that, because if they did, they'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? That the game does have side quests, the game does have quests, the game has dungeons, the game has fights, the game has different enemies. Like literally, I went to a dungeon and found this stew. But now I became the Mantis, and people recognize that I'm the Mantis when I'm flying around in space. And some of the spacers run away from me because they don't want to fight a person who's a badass bounty hunter. And one time I went on a companion quest where it literally took me to a unique OACC forest jungle, and I fought off millions of dinosaurs. And then I rescued the little girl who was trapped on the planet for 13 years because her ship crashed. There's more to the story because it was a companion quest. But if you don't do the quest, you're never going to see this. So this is what I wanted to say. This: do the quests. Do things in the game. Talk to people. Just don't try and go to the map borders and think, oh yeah, I'm so clever, look at me taking the piss out of a game where they said the game was based on tiles and not actually doing the content in the game for some reason. Like, no one knows that dungeon is literally there unless you do the quest in the Atlantis. But okay, don't do the quest, don't play the game properly. Don't act like you know everything about the game when you barely played it like you played it for 70 plus hours. And try and compare it to another game which is nowhere near a comparison. Literally, Starfield has all the content, and there's all the content on No Man's Sky, and then more. So far. this has been released on Blaze. I was on the rant. I went on the rant because I sick of the disingenuous lies being told about this game. It's very
on the record. What response?
Very weird.
I'm told by top officials the captain already has a plan.
Do this. It's like the weirdest kind of thing I've seen throughout any game happen, and I realize now it's just that people really dislike Bethesda for some reason. Like the only game they made, which was semi-bad, was Fallout New Vegas, but then not Fallout New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas wasn't good. That game was good.
Captain,
I mean,
you're back
Fallout
sooner
76,
than.
Fallout New Vegas
Did you
was actually
actually
one of my favorite
succeed?
games.
With
Fallout
Radcliffe
76
and
was
Balmore?
the only game which
We're all in
made,
agreement.
which was bad, and they complain about Fallout 76 a lot, but Fallout 76 actually got updates and is good again. Like, so just let it go. If you don't like Bethesda games, go and play something else. Play your Baldur's Gate 3, play COD or whatever. Just don't talk about a game you don't understand. Now that's been Storm Blaze here, and now I'm signing out because I'm going to continue playing this game because I'm enjoying it a lot. 70 hours in and I've barely scratched the surface like a lot of people say. I can't wait to actually do New Game Plus, because even in New Game Plus people said there's more things
You saved him.
happening and change.
You Vanguard really do take that above and beyond thing seriously, don't you?
Look, you saved him.
Fine work.
You saved the
And
guy
now, I've already arranged everything with the archival monitors. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them to the letter. Here, the UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from Mast. Absolute best behavior down there, all right?
Not actually playing the actual story quests. So, see you later.